Hey guys, it's Maya and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm finally filming a bookish Q&A. I recently asked you guys on my Instagram and on my YouTube, and you guys sent in a lot of bookish questions you wanted me to answer and have been asking me for a while, when am I gonna post it? So finally I'm gonna sit my butt down and answer these questions. I have some tea. As you guys know, I'm a big tea drinker. Usually during the day, I drink Earl Grey tea, which is black tea, but recently I've started drinking more light teas because I don't want my teeth to stain. So right now I have a combination of peppermint and lemon balm, which is my go-to these days. Okay, let's get started. We're gonna start right off with what books got you into reading. I always say that I've liked reading ever since I learned how to read. I don't remember there ever being a time where I disliked reading, which I know like lots of little kids might feel that way when they learn how to read. Maybe there was a time when I felt neutral about it, but pretty quick after I learned how to read, I got looped in on it real quick, probably because my mom likes to read and other family members. So I was always getting encouraged by it, getting books as gifts. A couple series I think for sure strengthened my love a lot for reading, and I adored both of these like probably more than any other book that I read back then. It like convinced me that reading is so much fun. It's the Ivy and Bean series and Ramona. Both of those titles sound so cute, honestly, and these series are just so dear to me. They're both about like daily life, these kids, and like I could relate so much to these because I was reading them at the ideal age for it. My siblings have read these too and they also adored them. I've reread these so many times. So if you have a younger sister or brother or sibling and they're starting to read more chapter books, I'd highly recommend these series. They're good for like ages 6 to 9. Recommend some book series which get better and better with the next book. Also read Cruel Prince and Cruel Prince and I loved it. I'm so happy that you did. Okay, so some book series that get better and better with each book, in my opinion. Real quick, The Cruel Prince. I know this person already read it, but in case there's anyone out there who hasn't. And 100% The Lunar Chronicles. There's 4 main books in the series, and then this is like a novella, and this is a short stories. And these books for sure got so much better. So these are fantasy retellings. So people ask, do I need to read them in order? You 100% do, because they're super interconnected. And the story just gets so much better throughout. We get introduced to more characters and more plot lines and plot twists, and just like it's beautifully crafted. Even though I feel like the books did get better and better, I just have a really soft spot for the second book, probably because my favorite romance line is in that one. But like if we're looking at the whole story evolving and everything, then yeah, the books do get better and better. A lot of you asked about my bookish icks. I had to take a minute to think about my answers to these, but I think that's spice. Just no thanks. When people buy multiple versions of the same book, like collector's edition,
special edition, straight edges edition, 1-year anniversary edition.
It's the same book, guys. We give a book life when we read it, and it just feels kind of sad that it's just gonna sit there, no one's gonna read it, where that could be somewhere else in someone's hands who's actually reading that book for the first time. And also it's just like unnecessary waste of paper. It's overconsumption. And the last one that I was able to come up with right now is when people recommend the same 5 books over and over. This happened to me like yesterday. I was looking for some summer book recommendations, and every single video that I clicked on had like the same 5 books rotating. This isn't really an ick, but it's just like a little bit annoying when I'm trying to find something to read and just the same stuff keeps popping up. It's like the most biggest, trendiest books right now, and I also don't really like to read super trendy books like that. Favorite books from each genre. I know fantasy is Heartless. You know me well. Heartless is one of my favorites in the fantasy genre. If you've been watching me for a while, I yapped about this a lot. No, I feel like I haven't done that in my recent videos for a while. It's been a while since I talked about this series or Marissa Meyer in general, but she's one of my favorite authors. She's the queen of retellings. She also wrote the Lunar Chronicles, which I showed earlier. This is the retelling of Queen of Hearts, kind of like the backstory of her, and it was just so good. You can't just choose one favorite from fantasy genre because fantasy is like one of my most read genres, so obviously I have a lot of favorites and it's hard to single something out. I'm just gonna name some other favorites. School for Evil, Keeper of the Lost Cities, Cruel Prince series. I could go on, but let's keep it at that. Okay, next let's do contemporary / romance. Up here, as you can see, the lighter colors on my bookshelf are the real life books, not fantasy is what I mean. I know they only asked for one, but I can't single it out again, so boom. These are really good. From dystopia, I think the selection, I don't have physical copies of those books. I read them on Kindle. They're so good. From mystery, I'm probably gonna say the Mandy collection. It's really fun and super underrated. I read it when I was like 9 to 12, but it's good for older too. I have all the books in the series. I'm looking at them right now. Out of classics, probably Mandy collection again, because this counts as a classic too, and actually grab the copy. And also Pride and Prejudice. I read this last year and I liked it. I have plans to continue reading more Jane Austen this year, but I think I'm going to talk about that soon in a different video. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland were good. It's been a while since I read it though. Okay, I know, you guys asked for 1, not 3. Book series you're excited to start and book series you're excited to continue. I'm excited to start The Natural series, which I got for my birthday. It's a mystery, and I've heard so many good things about this, and you guys told me so many times to read the series. Also excited to start the Mortal Instruments series. I have the whole set, but it's on the lowest bookshelf, and I don't feel like getting it. I had this for a little while, so I do want to get to it soon, and I am excited for it. Oh! Also, Heroes of Olympus, because I did read Percy Jackson series and have yet to start this. Then I do have some other ideas of series that I don't own yet, but I'm excited to get them and start. But I don't want to talk about them right now because I still don't have them right now, and I don't know when I'm going to be starting them. And also, I feel like talking about it will lessen my excitement for them, and then I might end up postponing it even more. But book series that I'm excited to continue, Caraval series. I already read this, and I should continue. I have the second book, and after I read this, I'm probably going to get the third book too. Also, kind of looking forward to continuing Era Awakens series. I read these 3. I have the 4th book, which I might start soon. Look how pretty it is. And then after this, there's just one more, the 5th. I'm gonna feel so accomplished after finishing this series because I started it only in fall last year, and I'm almost done with it. Many questions were asking about who my favorite book characters are or book crushes. There's a lot. Let's do it by series or by book. So in the Lunar Chronicles series, some characters that I really like are Cinder. I really like her personality, kind of sarcastic, to the point, and I just like her vibe. Also Scarlet, she's feisty, and she's just really, really fun to read about. I really like her. Thorn Carswell, is that how you say his name? Because he's really funny too. And then crushes from the series would be Wool, who is with Scarlet. From Heartless, obviously Jess. From Cruel Prince, I really like Carden and Jude. It's like the one series where both the guy and the girl are both morally gray, and they both are just like super popular in the bookish community. So well loved, like best bookish girl and best bookish boy in one book. Some of the best. I like Scarlet and Julian from Caraval. I can kind of relate to Scarlet in some ways, so I like her. Agatha from The School for Good and Evil. I used to pronounce her name Agatha, not Agatha. And also Hester, Inadil, Sophie, when she's not doing something that is irking Agatha and me. Then otherwise, most of the time, she's really cool. Like, very well-developed characters. I can't really think of any more, so let's leave it at that. Books you want to buy and read but are scared to. By the way, I love your videos. Thank you! Let me check my Goodreads and my want to read and see if I can find anything like that. Oh, I know. Books by Lynn Painter. I know she's super, super popular with her young adult books, but after reading Better Than the Movies, I'm just kind of hesitant to read any more of her books because there was just so much sad stuff. It kind of weighed down on the lightness of the book. And do the rest of her books have stuff like that? Like I said, trendy books. There might be a couple that I'm interested in, but kind of hesitant to buy and to read. One of those is Heartless Hunter. I've heard lots of good stuff about this, but it's just so popular, and that kind of scares me. I don't want to fall for it again and be like, ugh, shouldn't have trusted the internet. Oh, I know. My Lady Jane. I've heard so many good things about this book that it's really fun and also hilarious, and it sounds like so good, but I heard some people saying that I think it ends badly, like not good for the main character like this. Is that true, guys? Because like, how did you guys feel after the ending of it? Was it like fine, or you were sad, or did it just like kind of ruin the whole experience, the ending? Probably books by Emma Lord. There's not that many that I want to read from her right now, but I have been kind of interested in The Getaway List. Last summer I was thinking about getting it. I read 2 of her books and both of them were just average, kind of mid. I liked one of them. It was Tweet Cute. It's pretty cute. And then last year I read You Have a Match, and that was just like mid. And honestly, yeah, both of them are nothing really that memorable. So I'm just kind of thinking that her other books might just be mid like that too. Just probably not for me. And the last one I think I want to say is Studio Ghibli books. They sound really nice and like I have been kind of wanting to read them, but at the same time, is it just gonna be kind of like the same as the movies? Because I don't really like to read stuff that I already watched. I know some people say it's different, but is it that good? If you read any Studio Ghibli books, let me know which ones are your favorites, if they're worth it. The ones I'm considering the most is probably Howl's Moving Castle and Kiki's Delivery Service. Kiki's Delivery Service is probably my favorite Studio Ghibli that I've watched so far. Do you know Keeper of the Lost Cities? Yes. If yes, Sokeefe or Sofitz? These questions are really bringing me back to a few years ago when I was filming similar bookish videos like this. Right now I'm Sokeefe, but for the longest time, for more than half of the series, I was Sofitz. Loyally Sofitz for super long until he did that kind of like red flag thing. I guess he did do a couple of other things throughout the series, but I was just like, it's okay. I still liked him. I thought he and Sophie had more chemistry than her and Keefe. But then he did that really annoying thing. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. It's like when Sophie starts like looking for her match, she has to like submit her stuff to get a match. Anyways, I think from then on I started being Sokeefe. Did you read Wings of Starlight about Clarion and Milori? Yes, I even filmed a reading vlog about it. So if you're curious what I thought about it, check it out. It's a very fun one. And if you're planning on reading it soon, don't worry, it's spoiler free. No spoilers at all. So you can check it out and like see if you'd want to read it based on my reactions or based on what it's about, because it's about Disney fairies. Like we're talking Tinkerbell. What are some good clean romance books? Legit, like almost all my books are clean. If you guys don't know, I have a book recommendations playlist where I have so many book recommendation videos that I posted before, and there's also a video specifically for contemporary and romance books. After so long, I'm feeling connected to you. I feel the same way towards you guys. Here are my questions. Let's see. Dang, this is a lot of questions. I'm gonna answer a few of these. What inspired you to start reviewing books on your channel? I used to not really post book content. It used to be just more lifestyle and vlog sort of content. Then I posted this books for tweens and teens recommendation video, which like kind of blew up, and there's just like so many people like me in the comments who liked to read and we like these same series, and I just realized that there is such a big book community on YouTube. And from then on, I think I started posting bookish videos more often, and it's just really fun talking about books with you guys. Actually, the very first bookish video I posted was this one. How to choose which books to review. I just like review what I read. Right now there's a few that I've read in the past some time that I actually haven't talked about here yet, but soon I'm gonna do a mid-year book freakouts tag, so I'm gonna finally be able to catch you guys up on what I've been reading there. Yeah, I don't really pick and choose like, okay, I'm gonna review you, not you guys. Just whatever I read, I tell you guys, like whether I liked it or did not like it. Eventually I'll share it on my channel. Most of the time, how has being a booktuber impacted your reading habits? I think there definitely are some things that were impacted. When I first started posting more book content, for the first couple of years, I would try to read a lot, very fastly, and consume books faster so I could have more books to talk about and to just say that I read a bigger number of books each year. But I just also didn't really like the pressure to read a lot. So over the past recent couple of years, that has kind of slowed down. I just like, whatever, I'm just gonna read at my own pace. And honestly, I like that so much more. A different example, if I'm filming some kind of video where I'm reading some kind of specific type of books, for example, reading Kindle Unlimited books for a week. If I'm like in the middle of filming that and I'm in the mood for something else, something that was not on Kindle Unlimited, I prioritize what I'm doing for the video rather than where my mood is at. So I am trying to like not let the pressure get to me and just like maybe pause the video that I'm currently filming or put down the book, pick something else up. Something good that comes out of it is that I feel like I can articulate my opinions a lot better, and when I'm reading I can pay more critical and close attention to the plot, the pacing, character development, and just express myself better. Also becoming more self-aware, like realizing what I like and what I don't like. You know how journaling is good for you because you untangle your thoughts and externalize them, and you also feel lighter afterwards? For me, filming videos and talking to the camera is very similar to that. It's like vocal journaling. Whether you write down your thoughts or voice them, you're still getting them out into the world, and that can just feel really refreshing afterward. Another good thing is that even if I'm in kind of like a slump, I know that you guys are excited to hear my opinions on the books that I'm reading. That kind of encourages me. And also just having a platform where I can talk about books is also motivating to read more books, read what you guys like to read. I also just like to pick up books that are not super popular because then I can tell you guys about them. And it is just so nice, like giving a book more exposure when you know that it is really good and definitely should be read by more people. That was a very long answer. Do you have any hobbies or passions outside of books? Yes, yes, yes. I have lots of hobbies and I have tried so many things. I just often like to get crafty, and when I'm in the mood for it, I have a lot of options because I already like bought supplies for different hobbies. I talked about them in a couple other videos too, so I'm not gonna get too deep into that. Do you ever regret buying books after you've read them? Usually no, unless I did not like the book. Then I'll probably go and return it. I don't have that much space, as you can see, left. I have this bookshelf, I have that bookshelf, and I have my newest addition over there, that spinning bookshelf. So if I don't like a book, I don't want it to waste shelf space. Precious shelf space in my room. No thanks. Oh, or do you mean, do you regret buying books after you've read them, as in you read them digitally and then you bought it after? If so, then I don't do that because I'd rather use shelf space on books I haven't read yet rather than books I did read and just buying them for display. Do you ever want to write a book? Yes. I'm actually currently working on one and I'll have lots of ideas for more. So, at what time do you read books? Just random times, like during the day, during the night. If it's a little bit slower, then I'll probably just read it before bedtime. But recently I read Yes, I Like You. This took me like 2-3 days to read, and I was spending the majority of the daylight hours reading this. Like instead of being on my phone or just doing other things, I was reading. I like when books do that. They just like make you want to read over anything else. Who are all the ones interested in reading in your family? So there's me, my mom, like I said, my sister, my other sister, my brother. My dad doesn't really like to read. And I don't know if anybody on my dad's side really likes to read. I know that people on my mom's side do. So do you prefer physical books or ebooks? Definitely physical books. Sometimes I get in the mood to read an ebook, but most of the time, physical. How do you buy books? Online or at bookshops? Both. Most of the time probably online though, like on Amazon, but other times Target or Barnes & Noble. How did you grow your channel? I actually posted a video on how to grow your channel, so if you're interested, you can go check that out. And I also have a playlist of content creation tips, like video ideas, how I edit, how I make thumbnails, stuff like that. Have you read the Harry Potter series? Not the whole series, no. The first book, yes, but I didn't read it for the same reasons that I said earlier, that I don't really like to read stuff that I already watched. What do you think made you a slower reader lately? You used to read 40 to 60 books a year, now it's around 30. Just curious if something changed. I'm not a slow reader. My reading pace is normal, but sometimes there's just like those periods of time where you just take longer on the book. And also recently, as I said, I just stopped putting so much pressure on myself to read faster, reach a certain goal at the end of the year. I really don't like that, setting goals. But actually this year I'm doing really good. Like I'm reading a lot of books. Today is June 25th, not even fully at the halfway mark of the year, and I've already read 20 or more books. So the answer to that is it really just depends. Someone asked if I'm gonna do a book shopping or book haul soon. I do have plans to go book shopping, yes, stay tuned. And I actually do have a lot of new books that I want to film a haul on. There's 19 books in this stack. Dang. But the thing with them is that they're all Russian. They're all Russian titles. So if you can't read Russian, you won't even be able to read these because most of them are not translated. They're only in Russian. Do you guys want to see a book haul video on them? Like I want to film one, but I don't know if you guys are going to watch it because like you're not able to read them. Or maybe I should film the video speaking in Russian and basically talking about these books in Russian. So maybe there are some Russian viewers who are looking for books and this video will pop up for them. And I'll obviously put subtitles for you guys. I feel like it's weird to film it in English if I'm giving Russian book recommendations. Like who's gonna watch that? The English viewers aren't gonna be able to read it, and then the Russian viewers aren't even gonna watch it because I'm speaking in English. So it's like neither that nor that. But then if I do get some Russian viewers watching it, they're gonna go on my channel and it's gonna be English. They're gonna see that there's no more Russian videos for them to watch. It could just be like a one-time thing, like a one-time Russian video. What do you guys think? Let me know. Because I posted a poll and the results were really close. The slightly bigger percent said to film it in English, but the smaller percent was still so big. But yeah, I got these because I wanted to get into reading more Russian books. Obviously, I'm still gonna read English books. Obviously. Do you see all this? Don't worry guys, I'm not permanently switching languages, but just like sometimes to read something in a different language. Why don't you usually read BookTok books? Same answer as before. I don't know if I trust BookTok. And also, even if those books are good, I just don't like jumping on a bandwagon. There's lots of books that could be BookTok books, but they're not. A lot of them are way better. And in my opinion, I do read BookTok books like these. Nowadays, this is more considered old BookTok, but this was the BookTok that I actually liked and actually took recommendations from, and most times was not disappointed. Just because it's a BookTok book, it doesn't mean that it's better than the less popular books. It's just it lucked out, or the publishing company just did really good marketing. Why haven't you finished the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series yet? Trust me, it's totally worth that. This is another case of the BookTok books. For me, it's just another mystery book. I didn't really find it special in the plot or anything. And fun fact, I actually picked up this book before it became popular or a BookTok book. I heard nothing about it before, so it's not like I had any high expectations for it either. Also, this is off topic to this question, but regarding the earlier question about bookish icks, I just realized it's also kind of an ick for me when people only read BookTok books. No hate if you do that, but it's just like you're limiting yourself so much. And therefore, I don't know if I want to continue reading the series because I wasn't impressed by the first book. Just a small tip though, try reading the original UK version. It has more details and honestly hits different. Maybe that version is better than the American version because I read the American version. I don't know. I loved Sunkissed by Casey West. Do you have any book recs like that book? I'm glad you did. I loved it too last summer. You can go check out my summer book recommendations video where there are more light, fun summer books. I recently read this, like I said. It's also by Casey West, and this is pretty cute, but I liked Sunkissed more. Sunkissed was like a 5 stars, and this is probably like a 4.2-ish. It's still good though. And like I said, I was really enjoying this and read it really fast. So maybe you can try Casey West's other books. And then a lot of you were also asking me if I'm gonna do another summer book recommendations video this year. I barely managed to release the last one last year. Like I was really hustling, trying to read a lot of summerish books and then made that video. And this year, summer is just now started, so I am still myself discovering new summer reads, so I don't have enough to recommend to make a whole video, I don't think. But I am probably gonna do a summer TBR video and talk about some books that I want to read and also give you guys recommendations of some summer books because I do have a few, but like not enough to make a whole video, but I can include them in my summer TBR reading plan kind of video. So yeah, stay tuned for that. It's basically gonna be my summer reading plans and a few summer book recommendations for you guys. Any little to no romance book recs? Let's see. Firstly, Valley Verified. This has almost zero romance. They're just like the tiniest little speckle of romance. This is definitely not a romance book, and I'd even consider it to be a romance subplot. No. This is an adult book, but I think I'd give this like a 15+ age rating. If you like fashion and the corporate world, marketing, I mean, you don't have to like those to read those, but that's what's kind of included in here, and it was really fun to read, and it's like so addictive and bingeable. And honestly, so refreshing to read a book that has so minimal romance. So like, I understand where you're coming from, and I'd recommend this. Also, I'd recommend Welcome to the Hyunam Bookshop. This is one that I read recently, but I haven't really talked about it on my channel. I'm probably gonna talk about it in my mid-year book freakout tag more, but this has absolutely minimal romance also, but the romance that there is, it's just like so genuine and thoughtful and just like, it's nice, but it's very minimal, okay? It's just the teeny tiniest things suggesting the romance. Like if someone was just like super oblivious, they'd read the first lines and they would see no romance in there at all. But I caught onto it, so tiny, but it's somehow really good. It's very tiny that it wouldn't even count as a subplot romance. This is about a bookshop and the staff that works there and some customers who come here. It's very cozy. They talk about some good topics, and I think this genre is considered healing fiction in Korea. It felt really refreshing. And also the owner of this bookshop, she doesn't really like to have popular books in her bookstore, which is kind of for like the same reasons that I don't really like to read mega popular books. Just because it's popular doesn't mean it's better than the others. That's kind of like the motto of the owner of this bookshop. She tries to give other books a chance too. Next, I'd recommend maybe Love and Luck. It has love in the title, but trust me, that is absolutely minimal. If there's any love in this, it's probably just like family, relationships, siblings. This is book 2 of Love and Gelato. They are a little bit connected. You don't have to read them in order. I did. I probably would, but like if you don't want to, you really don't have to, because this does have romance. This, super minimal. But I didn't really like this that much. Personal opinion. I'm just saying that it doesn't have a lot of romance. One more. Tokyo Ever After series. Probably from all the ones I just said, this has the most, but it's still not that much. It's about this girl who becomes a princess overnight, kind of like Princess Diaries. There's a romance with her bodyguard. It's not like I'm crushing over him or like, oh my gosh, the relationship is so... I wasn't like that. I mean, their relationship is kind of cute, but not squeal worthy. Doesn't take a big part of the series. Mostly it's about her figuring out how to be a princess and stuff. A lot of you guys ask me questions like your top 5 books or top 3 fantasy series of all time. I'm just gonna name a few that I really love. Lunar Chronicles series, School for an Evil series, Keeper of the Lost City series, Pearl Prince series, Twilight series. That one is kind of like a hit or miss for a lot of people. It was a hit for me. Percy Jackson. The Selection. I'm gonna stop right there. But those are some series that I really love. What's your favorite snack? I'm just gonna say my favorites as of recently. Like I'm having them kind of often. Popcorn, dark chocolate, probably those dark chocolate quinoa crisps, which you guys see in almost every video. I'm wondering if you read Maze Runner book. Yeah, I did. It was like a 4 stars, and then I didn't read the rest of the series. Probably not going to. I'm not that interested because it just seems like too dramatic. My sister read a few of the other books in the series, and she said that also it was just like too much drama, like the typical life or death, the dystopian situations. How excited are you on a scale of 1 to 10 for the House Saphir by Marissa Meyer? Honestly, not the most excited. I love Marissa Meyer. She's definitely one of my favorite authors. House Saphir, I'm pretty sure it's a Bluebeard retelling. Yeah, I think that might be like a little on the darker side, and I don't really like Bluebeard. And when I read Gilded, which is a Rumpelstiltskin retelling, I didn't really like the ending of it. Like I got the second book, but I didn't read the second book because something happened in the end of the Gilded, and it was just like too dark, and I just didn't like the vibes. But overall, I liked Gilded, but just like not the end. And so I'm wondering maybe House Saphir is gonna be something like that. So on a scale of 1 to 10, probably like a 5. I feel neutral, or a 4, or a 3. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Do you enjoy non-lineral narratives like flashbacks, alternating timelines, etc.? Flashbacks? I don't really like that. No, I actually don't like. I just thought of the Inheritance games and how many times they had flashbacks in there. Like she'd remember conversations that she had a few pages ago. That was so annoying. Alternating timelines is low-key kind of fun. I want to read a book like that soon. It's been a while. I don't really remember the last book I read that had that. What's some other ones? Dreams. I don't like dream scenes. There was some dream scenes in Air Awakens series. I just skipped them. And then there was a plot twist involving them and I was like, oh. Okay, I think that's it. I've been talking for so long, but I did get through a big chunk of your questions, and I hope I was able to answer yours. I hope you liked this little bookish chat. Shot noir. Should I watch America's Ladybug right now? I had a fun, cozy time with you guys. I hope you did too. Hit the like if you enjoyed. Subscribe. My Goodreads, social medias, everything will be down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh my gosh, so I just finished filming. As you can see, I was in here. It started raining outside. Thank you, nature. I'm gonna go relax, listen to the rain, watch a show or something. Mwah.